I'm back with another 2 super simple 5-ingredient recipes, appetizer edition. One thing I really want to highlight with these recipes is the idea of using what's already in your fridge. Now, part of the goal here is not just to save time and money, but also cut down on food waste. And when I was putting these recipes together, I looked at what I had on hand and I let that guide me. Today, I'm sharing 2 more appetizers, my everything but the bagel salmon tortillas and a baked apple brie. Let's get started. First up, my everything but the bagel salmon tortillas. For this, you'll need tortillas. I'm using 2 with high fiber, 4 to 6 ounces of smoked salmon, 1 small package of Boursin cheese, or just use regular or whipped cream cheese, some capers for a salty punch, and everything but the bagel seasoning. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Start by taking your tortillas and spraying them with oil. Trust me, you'll need to add oil, otherwise it will take forever to dehydrate them in the oven. The oil crisps them up. I like using whole tortillas, which I'll explain in a bit, but you can cut them up into halves or quarters for a more even appetizer size. Put them on a pan and in the oven for about 8 to 12 minutes, flipping them a couple of times. Keep an eye on them, you just want them to turn golden brown. The benefit of using whole tortillas is I spray them with oil and just toss them right into the oven rack and then let them crisp up quicker on both sides at the same time in about 3 to 4 minutes. But that's more of a large appetizer or brunch item. Once the tortillas are crisp, spread a layer of Boursin cheese or cream cheese. Boursin is a little fancy because it has added chives and garlic or onion, but again, cream cheese totally works. Just be careful to do it gently because you could crack the tortilla. Top with a slice of smoked salmon. If you'd like to know how I got these little rolls, just pull out your salmon and just go gently under the salmon, pulling it very, very carefully with the tip of the knife. It's a nice way to display the smoked salmon when you're having brunch, but for this, you could just put it on as you see fit. Top each piece of tortilla with the smoked salmon. Oh, and if you don't want to use tortillas, you could always use those deliciously crunchy yellow corn tostadas. Yum. When you finish with the salmon, sprinkle on everything but the bagel seasoning, and then slowly place a couple of capers, maybe 3 or 4 per piece. You don't want to overwhelm it. Caper buds are very salty. Now, I'm stepping outside the 5-ingredient promise, but I've got all this fresh dill, and so if you have some, throw some on there. I have a ton of dill growing in my garden, and I just needed to use them up. It really adds a nice fresh touch to the salmon. Next is my baked apple brie. You'll need a small wheel of brie that your wife bought for book club but didn't use, or just a regular wheel of brie that you purchased for this purpose. 1 small apple, dried cranberries or cherries, some brown sugar, and cinnamon. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You're going to need a large bowl, but start off by chopping or dicing the apple as you can. Take your time. It's not a race. I recommend Honeycrisp, Pink Lady, and I love me some sugar bees. Then add a 1/4 cup or about 50 grams of dried cherries or cranberries and rough chop that up and add it to the bowl. Then put 4 heaping tablespoons or about 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. And I know brown sugar is white sugar with molasses, but I like my store-bought brown sugar. It just has a nicer consistency, don't you think? Anyway, mix that up nicely. Next, I put a large sprinkle of cinnamon, maybe a teaspoon or 2 or 3. Mix it up really well. I want to get the brie in the oven quickly because the sugar will draw out the liquid in the apples if it sits too long, and it's just not necessary. Place the brie in an oven-safe dish and pile the fruit mixture on top. Bake for about 15 to 25 minutes or until the fruit is tender and the brie is starting to get soft in the middle. You might have to poke it or check it in the oven. This works really well with pears instead of apples, and dare I say, a few chopped pecans would not be out of place. Just giving you options, and of course, you'll want some crackers to enjoy it with. So there you have it. 2 more 5-ingredient appetizers. One cool and crunchy and the other one warm and melty. Simple food that feels just a little bit elevated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.